So today, inshallah, we are going to talk about WLAN auditing tools. Actually, today's lecture is, you can say, the most important lecture among all other lectures. So why that? Actually, WLAN auditing tools, we're going to talk about tools. These tools are used by both security professionals and hackers side by side. So, if you want to know how hackers do it, you should be able to use, or you should be familiar with these tools. So today it is all about you are working in a specific job and you need some tools, you need some bag filled with tools to do the task. So today, if you are planning to be an officer, security officer, you are going to use these tools. If you are facing a hacker, you will find the hacker using the same tool. So today we will see most of the tools, but specifically used for WLAN, not for hacking everything. It's just for WLAN. But actually, most of the tools are intersecting with other fields. For example, some tools you will find in WLAN, here you will find it also using web security. You will find it also using wired LANs and so on. So today you will see most of the tools hackers are using. So today we will see WLAN discovery tools and also penetration testing tools, password capture and decryption tools, network management and control tools, WLAN hardware audit tools, and common attack tools and techniques for using them. And finally, we will see commonly used network utilities. So we start by some of the discovery tool. Discovery means I want to see the networks that I'm supervising or attacking. If you are supervising, you are a security officer. If you are attacking, you are a hacker. So if you want to make discovery, WLAN discovery, maybe you are going to use NetStumbler, Insider, Kismet, and Heatmapper. So for NetStumbler, it is a free Windows-based software designed to locate and interrogate WLANs that uses the common standards that we know, 11A, 11B, and 11G. So it is mainly based for specific types of IEEE standards. It captures and identify the SSID. It can define or it can detect the existence of SSID and know the signal strength and measure the signal strength and know the access point name. All of these information, global GPS settings and media access control address or MAC address, all of this information can be captured by the NetStumbler. It can also detect rogue access points. For example, you find a hacker, you don't know. For example, you have four access points in your company. And using NetStumbler, you see on NetStumbler, you find 5. So you know that there are a rogue access point. It is not planned. It is not your access point. It is for a stranger. So NetStumbler will discover this access point. You know how many access points you are, and you will find that extra access point, which is a rogue access point. But actually, NetStumbler is not updated for many years and not even used nowadays with the 64-bit systems like Windows 10 64-bit operating systems. So it is not used frequently uh, unless there are some devices using a traditional Windows like Windows 7 or Windows XP. The other tool that is commercial means that you have to pay some money to take it is Insider, and I'm calling it Insider. I'm pressing something, some little bit on the S, so it is Insider like that. So Insider is a commercial Wi-Fi network scanning application, so it can discover the existence of access points and support Windows and Mac OS. It can perform scans. It can discover the existence of access points, their overlap, their frequency overlap, and other related discovery like SSID of the access points, the name of the access point, and other information of access points. It helps with network visualization, so you can visualize your network. Optimization. Optimization means to to enhance the performance of your network. And troubleshooting. You have a problem in an access point and you can discover this problem using the insider, so you can go and fix this problem. That's the insider. Actually, it is, you can say NetStumber is traditional classical one and insider is working currently, so you can use it. Kismet. Actually, talking about all of these tools is like talking about many tools that you have to try it yourself. You have the name. Actually, we'll try to make a lab for the one of these discovery tools. For me, I prefer Heatmapper, but any tool is okay. I will try to have one lab for this specific lecture because all these tools should be tried. All of them. You have to try all of them. Even if we have only one lab, so you have to even search for the names NetAssembler and Insider, Kismet and Heatmapper online and see their features and the capabilities of each one. For for the last one, no, not the last one actually. We still have the heat mapper. The Kismet. The Kismet is also a Wi-Fi scanner and runs on Linux. It is used to interrogate or take in information or exchange information between all of these standards like 11A, 11B, 11G, and 11N networks. It covers more standards compared to NetStumbler. It works as a network sniffer. I don't know if you know about the sniffer. Sniffer means that you, as a hacker, capture the data transferred between the sender and the receiver, and you sniff it. Means you search for username and passwords and Visa card numbers. This is sniffing. And detector is detecting something, detecting the existence of access points. It is also used an intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system is a wide range capability and using hardware and software to detect the existence of a threat. Actually, this is very huge subject. Maybe you can see some of the references and some of the books cover IDS with single chapter in it, and even you can find some books only talking about intrusion detection systems. There are two types of intrusion detection. We have the intrusion detection system and the intrusion prevention system. The intrusion detection system just detect the existence of an attack, but the intrusion prevention system can not only detect but can prevent, stop the attack. And that's a big difference between intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. Of course, you will tell me why we use intrusion detection system if we have intrusion prevention system, because it the detection the detection is implemented inside the prevention, because it is prevention after detection. So why we use two versions? Because the performance of the network for the IDS and the IPS. The IPS will reduce the performance of the network. So if you pay attention to if your network performance is important, you are making video conferences or online online videos or online website, the performance is very important for you. So you will never use intrusion prevention system. Intrusion detection system is a suitable solution because it is offline, means it takes a copy of the traffic. It doesn't it doesn't affect the traffic. Just to take copy of the traffic by splitter and then sniff this traffic and search for any attack or a signature of a virus or something. So they are totally different. We have two different systems, as I told you: intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. So Kismet works as intrusion detection system, means it can detect the existence of rogue access point, it can detect the existence of a threat, it can detect the existence of a virus, and so on. Can determine network IP ranges. That's very important if you want to track the IP, or you can say, I want to draw a map of the network. I'm attacking a network. I'm outside. For example, I'm a hacker and I'm outside of the campus, and I want to draw the network inside the campus without getting into the campus. You can find an access point and then use some attacking tool like Kismet, and then navigate the network and know the IP, and then you can guess or imagine the internal network. Supports built-in channel hopping. That's important to skip some attacks like jamming attack. So it is not stopping in a specific channel. It jumps over channel by spread spectrum. So you cannot catch it. Like you cannot catch the traffic. You cannot catch where you cannot stop this channel. Also, it can decloak SSIDs hidden from the network. If you made the SSID hidden, as we said in the previous lecture, you can stop broadcasting SSID. But actually, Kismet can detect the existence of SSID even you stop its broadcasting. It's also useful for war driving, site surveys, and detecting rogue APs. You can use it to make a war driving attack and make site survey. For example, the overlap between access points. You can detect that using the Kismet, and also it can detect the existence of rogue access point. The heat mapper, actually the heat mapper is different from all of the previous versions, or all of the previous tools like Kismet Insider and NetSambler. Why it is different? Because it concentrates on the radio frequency. It can draw radio frequency maps. It can draw radio frequency maps. So each discovered access point, it can make a grid or a plan or floor plan, and using this floor plan, it can use these maps or the heat maps and deploy it or plot it on the floor plan or the grid. After you conduct the site survey, heat mapper presents the coverage overlaid on a floor plan showing gaps and overlaps. And the gaps overlaps are important because you need gaps. You need gaps. You need to know where gaps, because some of the places in your network will be covered, not covered. This is gaps. These are gaps. You have to cover these gaps. And overlaps. Overlaps will make interference, and the interference is not good in, especially if you are working on specific channels. We have an enterprise version of heat mapper. It's called ICAHOW. ICAHOW is very common. You can, for example, we can go now and I will show you my screen. I will show you my screen. This is my screen. And we can say ICAHOW heat mapper. And show you the heat mapper. You can see this image. Can you see my screen?
Yes, doctor, I can see it clearly.
Yes. Heat mapper or the ICAHOW heat mapper, as you see, there are some kinds of colors here. These colors are the frequency, the frequency map. If you see the dots here, you will find some dots here. You can see there is some devices here. This is an access point. This is another access point. This is an access point. And this is an access point. This is an access point. And this is an access point, and so on. All these are access points. You have the plan of your, the floor plan of your company, and you can use the ICAHOW heat mapper to draw this map for you. And this is the real world map. This is a real world map. It means you have a building here, and this is more, for example, this is the first floor. So you can see you have this access point in specific places. And you know that, for example, he just gave an example here. This, as you see here, this is outside of the premises of your company. So I know this is not our company's access point. So now I can discover the existence of a rogue access point. I know now this is an access point not related to my company. Also, I can find some gaps here. This place is not covered because I have access point here and access point here. This place is not covered actually. And the places with red color means the signal is very weak. The signal is very weak. So I have, if I want to cover this place is not in the company, it is outside of the company premises. So there is no problem, but it shows here inside the network here, inside this place has a problem. So you have to find a way to, for example, I can put another access point here and I can solve the problem. Let me enlarge this image a little bit. So I can now have a layout of my access points, and then I can plan. For example, you see now, without the heat mapper, without the existence of a tool to check the access points, I will see some gaps. These gaps are not covered with my access points. So I have to find a way to cover these places. If I want, means if it is important to cover them. Sometimes it is not important. For example, if this is, for example, in the exit, uh, the exit corridor or the exit stairs, so it's not important to cover them. But here, maybe this is the accounting office or something, so you have to cover. This is planning, so you can see your network clearly and plan your access point positions. What about the penetration testing tools? Now we covered the discovery tools and we move to another part of our lecture, which is penetration testing tools. The penetration testing tools means I want to check your security. I want to check if your company is secure or not. So I use Metasploit, and also I use Security Auditor's Research Assistant. These these types, actually, most of the hackers, most of the officers using Metasploit. And for myself, I used Metasploit. I used it many times before. And even I was joking with my colleagues here, and we made some attacks. But we tell each other that we are making an attack using Metasploit. And actually, it is not that easy to make an attack using Metasploit. Just if you have a friend of your own using Windows rather than Windows 10 or Windows 7. So it is difficult to attack him. But if you find somebody using Windows XP, that's very good. That's very good choice. You can try to attack his machine using the Metasploit. So Metasploit is an open source. This is very important. This word is very important. Open source. Open source means it is very easy to have it. You can go online, write Metasploit, and download it. That's it. You don't pay anything. That's easy for you. Also easy for hackers to have it. If it is easy for you, it is easy for hackers. For example, I will tell you something about this concept. You have to understand it. If I'm trying to invent a new weapon, then I invented the new weapon and try to sell it in the market. I'm selling it in the market. I'm selling it for the hackers. If I want to sell it in the market, I'm sure that I already prepared that one of the hackers will buy this the weapon. So every tool you are using as a security officer, you put in your mind that the same tool is used by hackers. If you have improvement in discovery tools, you know that the discovery tool is in the wrong hands also. What you see, what you see using the security or penetration testing or using the the discovery tools, what you see also the hacker can see, and that's very important concept. Whatever tool you are trying to use, the hacker can use it. You have a weapon, the same weapon is in the hands of the hacker. So take care of this. So it is open source means you can buy it with free. You cannot, sorry, you can have it without paying any money. So it is used in attacking the security officers can use it to attack their own network just for testing, used on mature networks to assess the state of defense. You know, how is your defense is strong or not. Used for both penetration testing and vulnerability assessment. So the penetration testing tool is looking for a specific weakness. For example, you have a specific weakness and you know about there is a breach and you want to test your organization against this breach. This is pen testing. Here it differentiates between pen testing and vulnerability scan. We have two jobs here: the vulnerability scanner and penetration testing. So penetration testing, we are seeking a specific weakness, but vulnerability scanner, the administrator looks to find all known common vulnerability and to remove them. So this is two different concepts here. Actually, Metasploit making them together. And also, for the Metasploit, you will find a package inside the Metasploit. It's called Meterpreter. This one, Meterpreter. This Meterpreter is used as command line interface to attack the PC of the guest or the uh, for the PC of the one that you are attacking, and you can control his camera, you can control his microphone, you can hear what he's saying, you can see him using his camera. This is Meterpreter. You can even try it, but I told you if you want to try it and see the results, you have to use traditional Windows version. You cannot. You can use any machine to make the attack, but the attacked machine should be of classical Windows version. Okay, okay. Uh, and also for the security auditing, sorry. Also, we have security auditors research assistant. We call it Sarah. This one is a penetration testing tool too, like Metasploit. This Sarah is also penetration testing tool, works as a vulnerability scanner and integrates with the National Vulnerability Database. I will show you the National Vulnerability Database here on my screen. National Vulnerability Database, NVD. This is the NVD, National Vulnerability Database. It's from NIST, and here, this is the latest score, 20 scored vulnerability IDs and summaries. And you can, as a security officer, you have to read daily or weekly the vulnerability database. For example, this is one of the breaches. Its score is very high for version 1 and version 3 of CVSS. Actually, these are reports for security. And here you can go and see more about the breach here. This is this is discovered in QSC. You can read about this. If you are specialized in this field, you can understand the breach, but if it is not your specialization, you will need some kind of help about that. These are the references, all things related to this breach. Actually, if you see, this breach is not uh, it is not too old. This is 28th of October, so it is not too old. You'll find update list of CVE database uh, or NVD database. You will find all of the CVEs here published, and the latest one. You have to keep an eye on them, because one of them maybe you have it's related to your business, it is related to your job. Maybe many of these will not related to your job, but maybe one of them will be related to your job. So you have to find how to solve this breach if you have the same situation. And Sarah also can be used to make an SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and other penetration testing tools or methods. And it also integrates with Nmap, and Nmap is very common tool for penetration testing. Actually, today you will find many expressions and many tools maybe you hear for the first time. But actually, this lecture is important. You have to read it more than one time, abbreviate it, and take out all the tools, write down them, and then write down a list of all of the tools that you hear about today, and then try to find online the information related to these tests. Okay, so for you have any question for the
دكتور عندي سؤال بسيط بس أسألك إياه.
تفضل.
دكتور، هاي أغلب البرامج هاي كلها مدفوعة، يعني هل مطلوب مننا مثلا نعرف نستخدمها ولا بس يعني نقرأ عنها بس؟
No, you can just read about it. You are not it's not obligation to buy it or use it. Just to know about them, just read about the uh, because if you don't read about the tools, you will forget about them. You forget about them. You have even as we have made about heat mapper, just open the website and see the functionality and know. Just write for yourself. Is not a homework actually. Is for yourself, for your study. These tools are important. You make a list of them and then write even 3 lines of text about them, but not from the text, not from the slides, just from the discovery using Google or something else. Okay?
أوكي، شكرا.
Okay. Any question related to discovery tools or penetration testing tools? Okay. For the password, actually, you will find the division is wide, and for example, discovery tools are. We have only listed the common tools, most common tools, but actually there are thousands of tools. There are thousands, and this number is not an not exaggerating the number. Actually, many tools, but these are the most common tools used in the market. And also for the penetration testing tools, these are the most common. The SARA and the Metasploit, they are most common tools in for penetration testing. Here also we'll find some of the attacks in this section. In this section, find some of the attacks are directed toward passwords, only passwords. the recovering of passwords. Just these tools are aimed to discover the password. For example, this is Nisos is a good at spotting default administrator passwords for web applications. This one of the tools. You'll find names, many names about all of these names. You have to list them and read about them. Aircrack NG. Actually, Aircrack is a package, big package like it is not you can say application with different packages, and this NG version of the Aircrack is used for or to crack WIP and the WPA and even WPA2 PSK pre-shared key passwords. It also performs packet capture and forced de-authentication and re-authentication. I will talk about the de-authentication, re-authentication in the upcoming slides to tell you how the hackers use this functionality for making evil twin. And also another tool is WinSniffer. So we have Nisos, Aircrack NG, and WinSniffer. All these three tools are admitted to make password discovery. WinSniffer and Ettercap, these two tools are used to promiscuously, means in a hidden way to capture all packets on the network segment, retrieve operating system passwords for applications. Dictionary style attacks. Okay, so about dictionary style attacks, you will tell me, you can tell me, I will ask you a question and you tell me the answer, okay? The password you are using right now in any, you can select any station or platform you are using and tell me how many of you using a word from English. How many of you? Or name of something. How many of you using, if you are using word English dictionary word, you just tell me on the chat. Not only, I mean not, maybe you misunderstand my question. I mean any part of the password. Any part, not all the password. For example, some of the guys use, for example, system. The word system is a password, or no, maybe not this word, system 1, 2, 3, 4, or system at anything, something like that. I mean, if you are using part of your password is a dictionary word. Nobody? You are all smart, not using dictionary words. What about 1, 2, 3, 4?
دكتور
Yes.
انا مرات بستخدم مثلا كلمه انجينيرنج او مثلا بستخدم يعني اسماء او شيء يعني كله بيكون يعني اسماء بس مش اسامي يعني مش كلمات واضحه يعني مثلا اختصار لكلمه انجينيرنج ENG مثلا او COM هيك يعني.
Yes, okay. Thank you Abdullah Ahmed. Thank you. Abdullah Ahmed or somebody else.
And doctor, what was the question again, doctor? I didn't hear it. I didn't understand it.
I'm asking about if you are using, like Nurhan. Nurhan said she's using part of her password is a dictionary word. Dictionary in English, dictionary word. Like
doctor, you mean like uppercase, lowercase?
Like what?
Doctor, you mean that if the password is like uppercase, lowercase?
No, I'm seeing يعني بالعربي الفصيح كده your password يعني الباسورد بتاعتك هل فيها جزء من هل جزء من الباسورد كلمة إنجليزية اللي موجودة في القاموس الإنجليزي، أي كلمة في القاموس زي مثلا and or not, encryption, decryption, system, computer.
فاهم عليك يا دكتور.
يعني لو فتحت القاموس بتاع الكلمات الإنجليزية هتلاقي الباسورد بتاعتك واحدة منهم، أو بالاختصار زي ما عبد الله أحمد قال كده.
لا يا دكتور، انا بحطه يعني انا بحطه اي حاجه، يعني بحطه مثلا RTV كده مثلا، بحطه راندوم، ما بحطوش بالديكشنري، ما
اوكي
بحطوش كلمه يعني، ما
اوكي
بحطوش كلمه واحده.
that's good, you pay attention.
دكتور انا
بس
بحط مثلا first capital caps lock، بعدين
ايوه
small letters، بعدين special characters at or exclamation mark، بعدين بحط ارقام.
that's good. Okay,
makes it stronger.
you are very strong in your password, I guess. Now I cannot hack any one of you.
يعني my password is very simple, but because of the characters and the caps lock it will be difficult.
Okay, you are using very smart way to skip hackers, and that's good. For me, I'm using the same thing, just start with a word, English word, but using some characters to displace some of specific
دكتور
characters, and then at the end I add some numbers.
دكتور هو
Yes.
في اصلا في باسوردز، حتى لو الهاكر، حتى لو even if he catch the password، يعني هو حتى لو شاف الباسورد ده محطوط ما يعرفش يكتبه، اللي هو الباسورد اللي هو بيبقى من كذا لغه ده، تحط مثلا كلمه اردو وكلمه جابانيز وكلمه تشاينيز، يعني
أيوة.
مثلا ده كتابه مترجم.
Okay,
في
that's
باسوردز كده
okay.
دكتور.
I will tell you about all of these, and I will tell you that you are good. You are good
دكتور
at yes.
دكتور مثلا إذا أنا حطيت رقم يعني رقمي مال التليفون مال الفون، فهالشيء قوي ولا يقدر يعني يعرفه بسهولة؟
رقم التليفون is not a good choice. You have to use, you can add something. You can add special letters to it. For example, you can use your phone number,
هل ممكن يعرفه
add it
ولا؟
with $sign and number. For example, I'm using 05050 and at, for example, at 123, something like that. Not at 123, you can use, for example, $underscore STO, for example, anything, just add something to, if you are if you are comfortable with using your phone number, don't use the exact phone number, just use something. For example, divide it into two parts, the first part, and then separate it with a special character, any special character, and then write the second part, something like that. Don't use the same exact number, because there are phishing attacks that very easy. I can go to your websites like social like Facebook and Twitter, and then see some of your information. Maybe some of your information will be your email or phone number. So I can, as a hacker, I can try all of these combinations and try to guess out your password. But here, okay, thank you for your contribution. I am talking here about something else. This is dictionary attack. The hacker has a dictionary of all the words in English, in forward and in backward. Means like, for example, the word and, it's written as and all the combination of and, which is AND. This is the first one, ADN. And for example, the opposite order of the word, which is AND, is DNA. It can write DNA like that. So it writes all the words in English and all other combination. This is a very huge dictionary. And then the first try of the dictionary attack is to try all of these words, not just English words. It is English words together with the words that permutation. If you know about permutation, just scramble the word and change the order of the letters. All of these, maybe you can say billions of words. Of course, you'll say this is a huge number, but you are not using it by your hands or manually. It is computer program doing this. It checks your password against the dictionary, and if it found one of them matched, so it discovered the password. So, for example, these tools are used like Aircrack NG, Cain and Abel, and John the Ripper. These these tools can be used to crack your password. But if your password is strong password, as you said, contains characters, special characters, numbers, and not ordered, and not one of the dictionary words. Of course, we will add also the numbers, the numbers themselves, like phone numbers in the dictionary, with most of the combinations up to eight numbers. All this will be tried, and then if some one of these passwords is matched, so the hacker discovered your password. And actually, it happened to me. It happened to me. My Yahoo at the previously, maybe 15 years ago, this is long time. We were using Yahoo too much compared to Google. So at that time, I was using the word credit. This word, CREDIT. This word is a dictionary, common dictionary word, and actually I found I have been hacked. Somebody guessed my password. And then after that, he tried to contact my friends and then ask them for money with my name. He's using my email and my name. So he started to ask me for money. And one of my friends called me, phoned me and told me that you are asking people to get money. What is your problem? I know that you don't have a problem. So he know that I don't have a problem, and then called me and telling me why you are asking for money. So I told him, no, it wasn't me. I didn't ask anybody. My account has been hacked. So it happened to me. Since that time, I'm using special characters, I'm using numbers, I'm using very difficult passwords. So this is one of the dictionary attack, and the brute force. Of course, you say some of the passwords on the systems are hashed. Hashed, did you know? So if it is hashed, this means it is different than normal English. So the way is, the dictionary attack has another attack called rainbow table attack. And this rainbow table attack using the hashed version of the passwords to attack your system. So it searches also in the hashed passwords. Using the brute force attack, the dictionary attack can be used to compare all possible combinations of the characters for a given password length. As you increase your password length, you will make it difficult for the attacker to have to make a brute force and get your password. For example, 5-character password has 1.9 billion possible combinations. This is a huge number. For the 8 characters, it is 722 billion combinations. If you try it using, for example, high performance computing, and will take, for example, months or years. This is very, very huge number to try using brute force attack. But you have to pay attention to this kind of attack. Maybe you can, for example, you can force the employees to make a password characters, the character length more than 8 or up or over this number, 8 or 9 or any other number. Okay, so this is the password attacks. Okay. You can mitigate the threat of the password by creating strong password. As you said, actually you are smart and you are using very strong passwords. You can use different password for different applications, and don't put all the keys of the treasure in the hands of the hacker. You don't use the same password uh, for your university email, for your platform, university platform, you Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of these, you are using the same password, you are in a disaster. Because if the hacker if the hacker discovered one of the passwords, you will try all other platforms. So you use totally different password for each platform you are using. And also use a password management system. And password management system is now included in Google. For example, I will show my screen. I'll show my screen here. For example, here I'm using, here you go to the settings. Now you have an account on Google. You have an account on Google. You will see this one. These are the passwords. Each password you are saved. Whenever you log in for the first time, Google asks you if you want to save this password or not. If you said yes, it will be here. These are all my passwords. If you want to see any password, I will see something not important to you. I don't know what this. Let me freelance. These are okay. I came to very cutting my privacy. Okay, let me see the password that we were playing together. If you remember, we were using the together this last week. We have used this password. This is an admin password, and let's see. You have to put the pin. This is an admin password. The password, you can see it. Just to click this I, and then you can see the password. This is the username and the password. So now don't worry about keeping in your mind all the passwords. You have a master password of your Google account, and then just remember this master password, and then you can forget all the other password if you saved saved them in this dictionary. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think we can go. These are the PMS type. One type of password management system is Google, using Google. And another tools is we call it not network enumerators. These tools are objected, or their objective is to discover the network, discover the subnet mask, the IP addresses and subnet mask for each subnet. And you can say like drawing a map or a layout of the network. These are the Nessus and Nmap. Actually, where I use the Nmap many times, so I know that Nmap is very strong in discovering the network. For example, you can use Nmap to find the subnets of the network, and even the IP range of each subnet. And also detecting the Windows shares. Okay, the detecting the Windows shares means I can see which place has a share, and then I can have a copy of this share. And this is also that's why if you are making Windows share, make sure that you are securing it, or you are using the share and then stop the share after that, because most of the guys do the share and forget about it. and then discover after 1 year that they have shared a folder and they forget that folder. They discover it after somebody copied it. So take care of sharing what you are sure that you want to share. And also some of the options here, make sure that it is stop after a specific period of time. Okay, I will share you my screen, and I will show you here. These are slides that we are working together. And now I want to share this. I cannot share all of this. As you see, this is very secure folder, but let's go out of this dangerous place. And okay, let's see the conferences. And I want you to see the contents of a specific conference like this ISSPTT, and I can share you the OneDrive here. So I press share. I wanted to send this link to you. I'm not sending it, but this is an example. So here, you can say allow editing, you have to remove it. And then this is very important, this one, set expiration date. You have to set an expiration date for your link. For example, I want to share this link with you for the next couple of weeks. So at 30, I can stop it. So if I forget about it, it will stop automatically. And you have to use this option. I mean, for security reasons, you should use this option. That's why I'm telling you the share is important. And I see some of the employees or even the students in the university, they share folder and then forget about the share, and then discover that data is copied everywhere, or even online, or even on YouTube. They don't know about it. The share is important. Take care of whatever you share, and don't forget about it. You have to stop the share after you make sure that you finished. For a specific task, you'll make a share for a specific task. If this task is finished, okay, you stop the share. So this is Nisus and the LAN guard also. They maybe you can use them for the wireless intrusion prevention system. As I told you, that we have two types of intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system only detect the existence of a threat, but intrusion prevention system stops the attack, try to stop the attack. But as I told you, the performance of the network may be affected with using the IPS, but using the IDS is not going to be affected because IDS taken an offline copy of the traffic. So I think we can take a break now. We can, okay, now we have reached the middle of the slides, so we can take a break for the next half an hour, the next 30 minutes. Okay, you have any questions?